Hi, my name's Andy, and in this video you're going to learn how to play Naudo's version of Michelle by the Beatles. And he plays a chord melody version where he plays the chords and the melody at the same time. And Naudo is pretty much a genius. He just figures all this stuff out by ear. He doesn't even write it down. So this is about the only place you'll ever find a walkthrough with some tabs. Okay, here we go. We're going to start from the top. So when he starts the tune, he's kind of playing an A suspended chord, A7 suspended, followed by A7, which later ends up on D minor. So the first verse of the tune's in the key of D minor. Okay, now let's get specific. You're going to start with the A7 suspended chord. And the way you play that is finger 1 plays the 2nd fret on the 4th string. And I use finger 3 for this because it's less of a stretch. Finger 3 plays 3rd fret, string 2. Okay, and that makes a chord. A7 suspended. Okay, we're going to strum 5 strings here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're not going to play the low E string at all in this chord. A7 suspended. Okay, now he does some finger picking on this chord. And what he's going to do is he's going to hit string 5 with his thumb, and he's going to hit string 2 with his middle finger, and he's going to hit both of those notes at the same time, followed by open E, played with the ring finger, then back to string 2 again with the middle finger. So it sounds like this. Okay, now you're probably wondering, wait, why am I holding down this full chord here if we're only hitting a couple notes? Okay, the answer to that question is in case I hit an extra string, in case I miss and hit a wrong string. If I accidentally play the 4th string by accident, hey, I've got a perfect note that fits the chord. It's not a wrong note. If I accidentally play the 3rd string, it's part of the chord. It's correct. So you can't go wrong. You can't play a wrong note as long as you've got this chord set up. You could hit any one of the strings and it'll sound fine. So I know I'm only playing a couple notes from the chord, but I'm going to set up the whole chord. That way I can't make a bad sound no matter what string I hit. Okay, so we've got that first A7 suspended chord. Sounds like this. Okay, now we're going to switch chords and play an A7. And this one just gets a strum with the thumb. A7 is played like this. Finger 1 plays 2nd fret on the 4th string. Finger 2 plays 2nd fret on the 2nd string. Your fingers are on every other string, basically. And you just strum it. Strum 5 strings. Don't strum the low E. Okay, then finish that off with a few single string picks. You're going to hit 5, 1, and 3. Hey, those are the 3 open strings in this chord. That's kind of like every other string there too. 5, 1, 3. Okay, so if I play everything we got so far, it sounds like this. 5, 1, 3. Okay, now here's where he switches to a D chord. It's D sus2. I remember mentioning that this song's in the key of D minor. But Naudo chooses a D sus2 chord. Sounds like this. Okay, we're going to learn that. D sus2 is played this way. You start with finger 1, you press down the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then you use finger 3. I would recommend not using finger 2 here. Use finger 3. And play the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. Okay, that gives you, I guess, a partial D chord. It's D sus2. This is a 4-string chord. If we were strumming, it would involve hitting 4 strings and missing the 2 bass strings. You don't play the 2 low strings at all on this chord. Okay, but we're not actually going to strum. Instead, we're going to pick like this. to show you that. So you play string 4 with your thumb, and at the same time you play string 2 with your middle finger. And when you hit those two together, it sounds like this. That's an octave. Then you're going to hit 3, 2, 1. And that's index, middle, ring. Just 3 notes in a row. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it's together on 4 and 2. And then 3, 2, 1. Okay, you're going to do that 3 times in a row. And then finish up with 4 and 2 together and let it ring. There's your intro right there. That's the first line of the song. That's his intro. Okay, let's play all of the intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I counted you in on a 4 count, but let's face it, this is kind of in free time. He hasn't really gotten to the part of the song where he's keeping a beat. He's just kind of playing it as fast or as slow as he wants to. No foot tap here. So let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it ring. Okay, now here comes the melody. We're in the first verse. When he plays the melody in the first verse, it sounds like this. There's the first line right there. That's kind of a melody where the vocals haven't come in yet. Paul McCartney hasn't started to sing at this point, but I would consider this a melody, definitely. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start on a D minor chord. And this D minor chord is in the 5th position. And the way you play it is you start with finger 1, and you play 5th fret on string 1, 6th fret on string 2, 7th fret on string 3. It makes a diagonal line across the fretboard. So you play those 3 strings, plus also the open D string. So technically there are 4 strings played in this chord. You do not play the A or the E low strings. Okay, so we're not going to strum it though, we're going to pick it like this. And I'm going to show you that. What I just did was I played the 4th string with my thumb, and I played the 3rd string with my index finger, and I played the 2nd string with my middle finger. And I'm going to pinch all 3 of those notes at the same time with a pinch, so they all sound simultaneously, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to finish off with string 1 played with the ring finger. Okay, and so when you put that together, it sounds like this. Okay, so we've got that first chord, that's D minor. Okay, remember that picking pattern because he's going to do it some more. He's going to do it again on the next chord. The next chord is a D minor with a major 7. Sounds like this. Very dissonant chord, but it's a transitional chord. Okay, here we go. We're going to learn that. So we still have our first finger on the 5th fret, string 1. We've got our 2nd finger in position on the 6th fret, string 3. And we've got our 3rd finger in there on the 6th fret, string 2. Okay, so that chord is D minor, major 7. Sounds like this. Same picking that we just did. Okay, let's move on. The next chord, we're going to call this D minor 7. And I'm going to show you what that chord is. That starts with 1st finger on the 3rd string, fret 5, followed by 2nd finger on the 5th fret, string 1. followed by third finger on the 6th fret, string 2. Okay, and it sounds like this. Okay, you might have noticed that in the past 3 chords that we've just studied, the chords are just marching down 1 fret at a time. There's a pattern there. Okay, so when we go on to the next chord, I bet you can guess what it is. You know that we've played the 7th fret, the 6th fret, the 5th fret, so the next note coming up is the 4th fret. It continues this pattern. This would be a D minor with a major 6th. Okay, here we go. So what we're doing is we're playing first finger on the 4th fret, string 3. We're playing second finger on the 5th fret, string 1. And we're playing third finger on the 6th fret, string 2. And that chord sounds like this. Okay, now there's got to be a way that we can finger these chords and have all the notes ring out all the time. So you can experiment with different fingerings if you want. You could try a bar chord across the 5th fret when you start this section. Boy, it works for the first 3 chords, but then you have to move it on the last chord. You can try other fingerings if you want. You can try to, let's see, do like a backwards fingering. Oh, it's not going to work on the last chord. Boy, trying to figure out the fingering for this tune is not easy. I recommend you start with the fingering I showed you and try to master that first. And then if you get stuck, try a different fingering. Okay, so we just played the first 4 chords of the melody. Okay, let's move on. The next thing that we're going to play is this. Let's learn that. Okay, so here's what Naudo is doing. He's playing a B flat major 7 chord, and the way he's fingering it is he's playing a bar chord with his first finger across the 5th fret. And you don't have to bar all the strings though, you only cover 4 strings. So bar chord across the 4 skinniest strings on the 5th fret. Okay, then you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to reach over and you're going to play the 6th fret on the low string, which is our root note B flat. So our chord sounds like this. Okay, we're not going to strum it though. We're going to play string 6 and get our bass note. And we're going to play string 1 and we're going to get our melody note. So we're going to play those 2 notes at the same time. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to hit string 3 as kind of a filler note. Then we're going to hit string 3 again with our 6th string bass note and hit 2 notes together. Again, kind of a filler note. So in this chord we've played this. Alright, then we got some melody we're going to play. Okay, you can still hold the chord when you play the first 2 notes of this melody, so don't let your chord go yet. You still have 2 fingers you're not using, right? There's 2 fingers that aren't playing any notes. So those are the 2 fingers we're going to reach out to play the melody. We're going to reach out with our pinky and we're going to play the 8th fret on string 2. Then we're going to squeeze the 3rd finger in there and play 6th fret on string 2. So again, you can play those 2 notes while you're still holding the chord. Okay, at this point you have to let all that go and play something else. Now we're going to play an A major chord with some picking. Okay, let's go into that A major chord. Here we go. Finger 1, it's going to play 5th fret on string 2. Finger 2 is going to play 6th fret on string 3. And finger 3 is going to play the 4th fret on string 4. Or I'm sorry, 7th fret on string 4. Hey, this looks just like our D minor finger shape we did at the beginning of this line, except it's moved 1 string up toward the ceiling. Okay, well, here it is. A major chord. You strum 5 strings if you were strumming on this chord. You don't play the low E. Okay, so this chord has picking. So once you've got this chord set up, you're going to play this. Let's learn that. So you're going to strike the open A string with your thumb, and you're going to play string 2 with your middle finger, and you're going to hit both of those notes at the same time. Then you're going to play 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. I'll say all that again. 5 and 2 together, followed by 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay, played fast, it sounds like this. It kind of has the swing rhythm going here. So instead of going no, 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 which is totally boring, he plays bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. So dum, dum, bum, dum, 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 dum. So long, short, long, short, long, short, long. The swing rhythm. Okay, you just played the whole first line of the melody, and let's review. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Okay, this is the part where the vocals enter. So we're going to call this the first verse. And he kind of switches to major suddenly. Now we've got a D major chord. And kind of gets cheerful for a second there because you hear the change of, I guess it's the change of quality or the change in the tone. We went from D minor to D major here. I guess technically it's a D7, but D7 is a major chord. Okay, and this is the chord. Okay, I'm going to teach you the chord and teach you the picking. Here we go. So you're going to play a bar chord with your first finger on the 5th fret. And you only have to cover 3 strings. And then you're going to use your pinky finger in there and you're going to play 7th fret string 2, which is kind of what I would describe as right in the middle of your bar chord. Okay, so you've got 3 strings covered with your fingers, and you're also going to play that open D string in there. You do not play the low E or low A at all on this chord. Okay, now let's learn the picking. The picking's similar to what we did on the melody part. You are playing string 4 and string 3 and string 2 all at the same time with a pinch. Remember, we just worked on that. Followed by string 1. Okay, so that should seem familiar. Okay, then you're going to kind of bounce around. You're going to go 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. So kind of an alternating pattern there. Alright, let's cover all that. So we did the pinch, followed by string 1. Then we went 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. There it is. Okay, once again, he's using the swing rhythm. So play the swing rhythm. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. Sounds like this. Bum, 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 like a heartbeat. Okay, so it won't sound right if you just go no, 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 no. Too boring. It's got to go bum, 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 bum. Okay, so there's our D7 bar chord. Let's move on. Next chord in the first verse is a G minor. And he plays some melody in there. Let's learn all that. Okay, so I'm going to take my first finger and I'm going to bar it straight across the 3rd fret. And this gives us a G minor bar chord. And when he begins to play this chord, what he does with his picking is he plays the low string twice. And So hit that low G 2 times. And then he's going to add a melody note in there with his pinky while he's holding this bar chord. And the melody note is 6th fret on the high E string. And what he's doing there is he's playing that high 6th fret note on string 1 along with string 2 and string 3 as well. So strings 1, 2, and 3 are all played. And I'm just taking 3 fingers and I'm just hitting those 3 strings like that. Okay, so we have this. Okay, now he's going to play a filler note, just the string 3 played very lightly, kind of a background note. Okay, then we're going to take our pinky and we're going to move it over to the 6th fret on string 2 for another melody note. And here he plays string 2, of course, as well as string 3 and string 4. So I'm just going to pinch it like this. So we've covered this. Okay, 3 more filler notes coming up. String 3, string 4, string 3. Okay, when you put all that together, it sounds like this. That was your G minor bar chord. Okay, let's move on. The next chord in the tune is C7. Okay, let's learn that. You're going to play finger 1, 2nd fret on the 4th string. You're going to play finger 2, 3rd fret on the 5th string. And you're going to play finger 3, 3rd fret on the 3rd string. So we're going to play all those 3 notes at the same time with a pinch, like that. Okay, then once that chord's ringing out, you're going to play 2 filler notes, which are string 4 and string 3. Alright, then there's a melody note that you have to reach for. 5th fret, string 1. Okay, try to hold the chord while you're reaching out for this melody note. Luckily, you don't have to hold it, because the next note is open E. But when you play that open E, you also strike the 4th string. And then finally, the last note is one more strike of the open E string again. Okay, so all that C7 stuff sounds like this. One more time. Alright, notice I'm still holding the chord. Alright, so let's play everything we've done in the whole first verse. We did a D7 bar on the 5th fret. We did a G minor full bar across the 3rd fret. And we did a C7 with a reach. Okay, so we're going to play all that. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it was. Okay, let's move on. Second line of verse 1. The next chord in this song is E7, and the way that you finger this chord is finger 1 plays fret 1 on the 3rd string. Second finger plays 2nd fret on the 5th string. And the pinky finger plays 3rd fret on the 2nd string. There's your E7. It plays all 6 of the strings. Okay, and we're going to do some picking and some individual notes on this chord. Okay, let's learn that. So, first thing you play is string 5 and string 3 and string 2. All 3 notes played together at the same time with a pinch. Okay, now we're going to go back and forth with a low, high sort of pattern. And you're going to have to give up your pinky finger for this because you'll never be able to hold it while you do all this other stuff. So I'm taking my pinky finger away. And I'm going to take finger 1 and I'm going to lay it down. So I'm still holding fret 1 on the 3rd string as part of the chord, but then I'm going to bar across the 3 skinniest strings on fret 1 because of the next note that's coming up. What's coming up next is he hits string 5, which you're holding here with your middle finger on the 2nd fret. Then he plays string 1, which is now getting squeezed down with the side of your finger as a bar chord there. So fret 1, string 1. Okay, I'm going to go through all that again because that's a little confusing. First I played my standard E7 chord. I hit string 5. Then I'm about to hit string 1, but I need to take away my pinky and take my first finger and lay it down flat so I can cover 1st fret string 1. Okay, then the next move is hit string 5 again. Then reach up and play fret 4 on string 1. Hit string 5 again. Back to 1st fret on string 1, which we just played as part of the bar chord. Back to string 5 again. So we keep coming back to string 5, which in this case is our bass note. And what we've got is we've got chord, bass, high, bass, high, bass, high, bass. Very dissonant sound there. Okay, let's move on. The next thing in the song is an A7 chord. Okay, we played A7 during the intro of this song. A7 is finger 1 on the 2nd fret, string 4. And 2nd finger is going to play a note, 2nd fret on string 2. And what you're going to do with this picking is you're going to go string 1 and string 5 played at the same time, followed by string 4, followed by string 2 and 3 played together, followed by string 4 again. So when you put that together, it sounds like this. Okay, let's move on. The next chord is a B flat or B flat major 7. Okay, and I'm going to show you that chord. This is an interesting chord because the way we're playing it, we're not using finger 1. We're saving that one for a melody note which comes in later. So don't play finger 1. You're going to use the other 3 fingers to play this chord. You're going to start with finger 2, and it's going to go 2nd fret on the 3rd string. You're going to play finger 3. It's going to go 3rd fret on the 4th string. And you're going to play finger 4, your pinky, 3rd fret on string 2. Okay, and you're going to play all 3 of those notes at the same time with a pinch. Notice my first finger is still floating in space above the strings. Okay, so after you've pinched this B flat chord, the next thing you do is you play open E, followed by fret 1 on the open E. There's what I've been saving my index finger for, right there. Okay, so that sounds like this. Alright, then the next move is to go back to A7, which we just played a minute ago. Alright, so let's learn the picking on this A7. We're going to do the same picking we did before. 5 and 1 together. String 4. String 2 and 3. And string 4. Then do it again. There we go. Okay, so let's work on the 2nd line of the 1st verse and play all of it. So that's a E7 chord, A7 chord, B flat major 7, back to A7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Okay, we're 29 seconds into Naudo's video. So essentially you just learned the first 30 seconds of his version. At this point he repeats and he goes back and he plays the melody in the 1st verse again. So we just hit a repeat sign. Okay, now let's play everything you've learned so far. We're going to play it all. The whole 30 seconds of the tune. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. A7, D sus2. Here's the melody. First verse. Okay, at this point you can repeat and go back to the melody again. There you go. There's the first section of Michelle by the Beatles, as arranged by Naudo. See you in part 2.